Hey guys, from our wonderful Move to Prague office, stop by. We'll get you a wonderful coffee. You'll get a beautiful view to the Prague Castle. You can pay by card. All these benefits. But to the topic, this is one of the most common questions we get. I say it about many of them, but that's true because you ask us a lot, and these are the questions that always repeat. And that's about traveling to other EU or Schengen countries with a Czech visa. So I will talk about it today. We'll go through all the different types of visas or residence permits you can have. And I will always try to explain if you can travel or not and under what conditions. The most important thing to understand in the beginning is that when I talk about traveling or the visa validity or whatever, that all Czech visas or Czech residence permit are issued as Schengen visas. So when we talk about traveling, we only talk about Schengen countries, not about EU countries in general. Most of the countries of Schengen, most of the countries of the EU are also Schengen countries, but it's not always like that. For example, Britain before Brexit and before they left were members of the EU, but they were not part of the Schengen area. So if you had a Czech visa, you couldn't anyway travel to Britain. And there are still countries like that. So when I talk about traveling, I mean in Schengen countries, so countries which are included in the Schengen system. So can you travel with a Czech visa to other Schengen countries? Under short-term visa, it depends on what kind of visa you were issued, because short-term visas are probably the most variable type of visas. So short-term visas can be limited to a specific country, or they can be valid to the whole Schengen area. So how you can tell the difference is that if you look at your visa and it says Státy Schengenu, like Schengen state in whatever language you got the visa in, then you can travel to all the Schengen countries. If it only lists the specific country, then you can only travel within that specific country. Schengen visas can also be like, or the short-term visas can also be one-entry visas, which means that if you come to the Czech Republic, then you can only leave and you cannot come back. So that also doesn't really give you much of a travel opportunities, or they can be multi-entry visas. That means that you can come back and forth as much as you want. So you need to always check the visa, but if the visa says that it's valid, the short-term visa, if it says that it's valid for Schengen states and it's at least like, it's not a one-entry visa but multi-entry visa, then you can travel. Long-term visas. Generally, all long-term visas allow you to travel to other Schengen states, countries for up to 90 days in the last 180. So if you get a 1 year long visa, you can spend up to 180 days in other Schengen countries. 90, then you need to leave for 90, then you can spend there another 90, and then you can leave, or you have to leave for 90. How someone will tell, no one knows, because there are no border controls. So if you travel by car, train, bus, whatever, no one will ever know that you left the Czech Republic anyway. But officially, this is how it works. 90 days in the last 180. The main exception, there might be some exceptions, like specific cases, like a protection visa, whatever, but that's not that common, so I will not go deep into that. But one exception which is very common is the DVR visa, which is a special type of visa issued only with the purpose of picking up a residence permit. So if you applied at the embassy for an employee card, a blue card, or a student residence permit, or family reunification residence permit, not for the visa, but for a residence permit, then you will get a special type of visa, which is called a DVR, and that's a visa with six months validity, but you can only stay in the Czech Republic for 60 days, and it's only one entry visa. So with that visa, you cannot travel. So if you just got your employee card approved, or blue card, or a student residence permit approved, and you got a visa to get into the Czech Republic, that doesn't allow you to travel anywhere else. But the rest of the visas, they do. This is a common question as well. If you can travel under your bridge visa, yes, you can travel under the bridge visa. Bridging visa is a type of a long-term visa, and long-term visa allows you to travel up to 90 days to other Schengen countries as well. So even a bridge visa allows you to travel. Then long-term residence permit, then yes, that definitely allows you to travel if you have a student residence permit or family reunification residence permit, business residence permit, employee card, blue card, whatever. You can travel to other Schengen states, always with the rule of 90 days in the last 180. One important thing is that the residence permit itself is not a travel document. So you always need to carry your passport and the residence card. Because otherwise, without the passport, you will not be allowed to travel because you don't have a travel document. This residence permit is not a travel document. And if you have the passport, but you don't have the residence permit, they might not let you back in the Czech Republic if someone stops you, because there will be no proof of you having a residence permit here. Of course, Czech border control could verify it in the Czech immigration system, but other countries, other police officers might not. So you always need to carry your passport and the residence permit as well. And with the permanent residency, of course, it's all the same. So you can travel to other Schengen countries. You can live there for up to 90 days or stay there for up to 90 days. You can potentially stay there even longer. You can even work, but that's a different topic and it's a bit more complicated. I made another video about it just recently, like 6 great benefits of the Czech permanent residency. So if you're interested in more details about the PR, refer to that video. I will share it somewhere here. But generally, yes, you can travel with your PR to other Schengen countries as well. Guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment, join the community, get in touch. I will share all the contacts in the description of the video, and see you next time, Thursday, Monday, until the end of the world. See you guys. Oh, 9 people watching. Thank you very much, guys. See you.